everybody, to the Live Fantasy Football Podcast, episode 15. We're already in December, fellas. I'm your host, Ethan, here with co-host and Commissioner Barb, and second co-host, Matt. Matt, you went to Vegas this weekend. How was it?
It was a great time, dude. Had a blast with the fam. Got drunk with my grandpap. Couldn't have asked for
Can't complain. Hey, and the 49ers got your lock, not lock of the year.
Yep, 49ers, baby. If you watch the pod, look, I hope you didn't listen to anything else, but if you listen to 49ers,
we'll get to that. It's a little unfortunate week for us. But anyways, podcast breakdown for you guys. I know you guys like to hear it sometimes. So we have obviously the game recaps this last week. We have our betting corner presented by Barb. We also have our power rankings, which this may actually be the last week of power rankings. I don't know. Up in the air right now. We do have our playoff rankings breakdown. And then we're going to end it with the look-ahead games for this rivalry week, week 14, playoffs on the line. It's going to be exciting.
Ones. Two big games.
Got two big ones. But before we get into that, we got to look at the games last week. There was really only one game, I would say, actually two games that actually mattered. There were two. One of them being our game of the week last week, Chase versus John. Chase came out on top, secured himself in the playoffs. So round of applause for Chase. He did it. Did it pretty handily. Wasn't really a doubt the entire time. So there was that one. But on the other side of it, Adam kept himself alive as well as David. I mean, David has more of a long shot to get in, but Adam keeping himself alive against Josh, who did indeed actually start a full lineup.
He did. He wound up changing last second.
Did anyone find out from him what was going on there? Like, was he actually going to just ride it out?
I want to point out, he said that the reason he decided to not bench players was because Gino had such a good game, he couldn't let Gino down. And then the rest of his team wound up letting Gino down.
He still let him down. So congrats to those two people.
You don't have bronchitis this week.
I still actually do. I'm still taking medication.
Yeah,
well, you sound
it's not nearly as bad. You know, he's better. He's still coughing, but he's better.
Yeah, I'm a little better.
The entire left side of this, we don't really have to get into. I mean, Matt, you said you were going to get into it.
What do you mean? Matt
Joe
stays alive
Aaron,
for the one seed.
I mean,
yeah, look at that. The left side, Matt and Joe staying alive for the one seed battle.
Yeah, go ahead. We'll let Matt talk about it.
Come on, briefly. McCaffrey and Kyron Williams is all that I kind of hinted at last week on this pod. That's all I need, really. Dude, if you had told me that the rest of my roster was going to play out the way that it did, I will say Devontae Smith came up huge. Outside of that, not a lot of points. If it weren't for McCaffrey and Kyron Williams, I'm not winning that way. And my quarterback goes down 3 points. Kenny Pickett.
Man.
Chuba Hubbard, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say Chuba Hubbard was your highest scoring running back last week, man. How are you going to do him dirty like that?
I knew there was another guy on there in my flex spot. For some reason, it just hit me. I thought it was Devontae that carried. But yes, basically from 4 players, I got all the points I needed.
Yeah. Hey, look, it'll happen like that.
And you know what? Even say this, Matt, probably the first person ever in the league to have a bench to drop to 0.
Hey, so
0.
I had to have been the most efficient manager, right? Is that down there?
Nope, it was me.
Actually, we had 3 people finish with 100% accuracy, and they're all on the podcast right now. Let's go!
I didn't even know that.
That is crazy, isn't it?
Look at us.
To be fair, me and Matt do have over a 93% accuracy for start sit-em.
I was at 84 before this week. I am now up at 88.
So, speaking of that, Ethan, you probably won your game then, considering you got your
I should have, but I didn't. I actually got blown out really bad. You guys can see the score on the screen. I'm not going to talk about it. It hurt.
I'm just going to mention it. I am eliminated from the playoffs as the highest scoring team in our league.
Yeah, that's tough.
It's probably a rare situation in a 12-man league, 8 playoff, where the highest scoring team doesn't make the playoffs. Although, to be fair, I may just take out Joe for myself, seeing as his team has some injuries. My team's healthy.
Playoff by committee, that may happen.
Yeah, playoff by committee.
Got to put the best teams in, not the best records, the best teams.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if y'all have seen, but did you guys see what Staley announced today about the Chargers?
I did not.
They're going to change up how they're handling the running back.
Oh, dude, let's be real. I absolutely fleeced Joe with that Austin Eckler trade. The Kyron Williams and Mike Evans, I absolutely fleeced the fuck out of Joe. Like, let's be 100% real here. I dominated that trade. Oh, Matt, did you also see the Bills head coach said he wanted his players to be more like 9/11 terrorists?
I did see that. Sean McDermott.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Shout out Sean McDermott.
What? I figured he gave you a call. He wanted to know like how to give his team some advice back in 2019.
Incredible. Play like a 9/11 terrorist.
That's insane. And
that's exactly why Josh Allen always fucks up in huge situations. He explodes, and just that's what happens.
Yeah,
just never works out.
If we keep on this is going to get taken down from YouTube. So
that's fine. I mean, no one.
We got to be careful. I want the people to at least watch this. All right.
We don't.
Yeah, no, that's tough.
Bro,
that's
I'm
really
positive.
Tough
I'm positive. Colin yelled, "We support Hamas." Fuck Israel, like a couple episodes ago.
We will never know. Anyways, we have our 4 awards of the week. Barb, you were the most efficient and scored the most points this league has ever seen. Put up almost 200.
I'm really sad. I would have got over 200 if Brian Robinson didn't get hurt in the second quarter.
Moment for John. Least efficient in a week that really mattered for him and could have actually won if he had played the right players. Tough. I was highest points in a loss. Doesn't usually happen for me, but look, I put my perfect lineup out there, and I lost to the guy who put the most points up this week, like all time. I'm all right with that. And then Chase sneaking away, lowest points in a win. But again, if I was always highest points in a loss, he still would have beat me.
Ethan, I just want to point out, I did start 7 people above 18 points, and I started 6.
I got screwed.
6 above 21.
But before we move on to the bets, we did kind of touch on it. Everybody is talking about it. I feel like we need to talk about it. The FSU getting snubbed. I just want real quick comments out of you guys.
Joe, rip you, man. I feel bad, but at the same time, I mean, like, we saw it coming.
Yeah. Matt?
Did see it. Joe's going to probably show up at my house with a gun, so I'll be careful with what he
I'll say this. Definitely got hosed, though. I'm not going to say they should. Like, are they? Do I think they're a top 4 team? Absolutely fucking not. Should they have been there? Absolutely.
And that's the other thing I'm going to say, too, is that I've been claiming they don't deserve to go. I never once said they don't deserve to go. They deserve to go. The whole team deserves to go. Let's be real. The team deserves it. But are they one of the 4 best teams? That's the thing. And I know that's perspective-based, but the committee's job is to be perspective-based. They are there to put their perspective into play. 13 of them decide on who the 4 best teams are. We knew that going into this. I think they made the right call. I honestly think if you're going to take one of the teams out and replace them with FSU, it should be Texas over Bama. So I don't think the argument should be made with Bama. And my only point to that, I know Texas has the head-to-head, but that was week 2.
That's the problem.
Texas lost after week 2. They slipped up, and Alabama is playing as well as anybody in the country aside from the Auburn game.
So it is what it is.
Let's be real, though. If this was a 12-team playoff right now, they 100% keep FSU in the top 4. They solely did that because they did not want them to take a spot.
I couldn't agree more. Yeah. But I actually don't have anything to say. I just made a video for this. So we're going to go to that really quick.
Hey, let's go. He's got to score. Let's go.
One play at a time.
We needed the first 3 drives of the game.
One play at a time. This is all or nothing right here.
10 seconds to go. 24-23 Saints. Vikings at their own 39. It's 3rd down. We need a Minneapolis miracle. Case on a deep drop. Steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side. Caught by Diggs. Oh, it got loose at the 30. 10. Touchdown! Are you kidding me?
Sucks to suck, Joe. Sucks to suck. All right. Anyways, we can move on to the bets now.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Well,
oh boy.
As you guys can see last week on the bets, we all fucking sucked. We all bought into the Bo. Let's be real. We all bought into the Bo Nix hype, and Michael Penix was like, "Well, fuck you guys."
That was a huge trap. I don't know why we trusted it. That was the biggest trap game I think Vegas has ever put out there.
It probably was.
Yeah. I said FSU was gonna win, but I couldn't pick them because fuck FSU. So fucked myself out of something there.
I was the best of the worst, mostly because I bet the least amount of units. Shout out me for being a wimp.
That is true. Matt, I'm not going to lie. It is impressive you won 12.5 and still went negative 12.9.
Yeah, to be honest with you, when I was making these bets, I started off with the NFL. I did a 1-unit bet, and then I knew my 49ers money line was my lock. I can say it now because it's over. It was my lock. All right. I told you I was going to be just the same size as my previous see that didn't hit. It was. Once I did that, I typed in that number, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I can make the next bet 1 unit. I think I need to up my game here. And if you look at the trend, I did. I went 4, 4, 8, 1, 2.5. Terrible decision. I was going to go with 1. I don't know why I didn't. I should have done that the whole way. I was going to throw some more on Georgia, and I think that's just where I got caught off guard. So bad week.
Look, in the SEC, man, look, it goes one. The same thing happens. They play the season. Bama wins the SEC championship, and that's just how it goes.
Just how the cookie crumbles. Baby.
It's just how the fucking if Alabama's in the SEC championship game, they win. Like they win.
Their only loss is Florida, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, with Nick Saban, their only loss is his first time with Alabama.
No. So
and then he made Tim Tebow cry.
That's tough. That is tough. But yeah, you guys can see the bets on the screen. I'm sure you guys have already taken your screenshots, but let's move into the bets this week because we don't want to see this red anymore. Get this red out of here.
I don't know. Red's a pretty good
We
color.
hate the color red. Get it out of here.
Right. Well, the games this week, I let Ethan pick a game. Matt, you decided not to change anything, but Ethan got to pick a game. And
you want me to announce it?
Yeah, you can start with our first game, Ethan. What was the game that you picked?
I picked a game that I thought was a little iffy, but also kind of fun. I got Detroit at Chicago. Detroit is currently, I believe at the moment, a 3.5-point favorite. The over-under is 43.5.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go ahead and open this up. I've got Detroit minus 3.5. I like it. I think Detroit can cover that. It is weird that they got them down at 3.5. Granted, it is on the road. It's probably going to be poor weather, but I think Detroit comes out and they win this game by probably 6. That's what I see.
Fuck you! I took the Bears money line.
Okay.
Absolutely not. Look, the Bears are just gonna win this game. I said, I don't really like the way Detroit's been playing recently. If I'm being honest with you, I mean they kind of got their ass kicked against the Packers on Thanksgiving. They could have easily lost to the Saints. They almost blew a huge lead.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like the way this team's been playing, honestly, and I feel like they might be the end of the season might be a tough one for Detroit, and I have them losing here in Chicago already. Give me Jared Goff 4 interceptions because your fantasy team, Ethan. Fuck you. Give me Amon-Ra to tear his ACL. Give me Bears to win 2017.
Matt, what about you?
I mean, as you saw from last week, anything could happen. My takes could be very, very far from being accurate, but I don't think that's the case here. I do think Detroit's starting to play at a lower level. But like I said, their pass game in terms of what they're doing schematically is unbelievable. And I think that that's going to carry them against the Bears, who they did not play well against the first time. And in the last 4 minutes, they scored 2 touchdowns. They're going to look back on what they did well towards the end of that game in the second half. And I think they're going to stick to that. And they're going to put the Bears in their place once again. Justin Fields, DJ Moore on my roster. I hope they ball out. But I think the Lions are in a get right spot here at this point in the season. They want it more. I think they're going to get it done. So.
Exactly. It's a get right spot, and they are winning too many games. Get them back to the bottom where they normally belong. Get them right.
Mean. That's so mean. Or what's our next game?
Next game, it's a big one. It's the Bills at Kansas City. The Chiefs are only a 1.5 favorite. Over under is 48.5. I believe I bumped the spread up to like 2.5 or 3.5 because it's a big game. So Josh Allen's not going to win. It's fucking plain and simple here, folks. A road game against a good elite opponent. Josh Allen, disaster class incoming. We all know. We know what happens. Josh Allen's going to be like, I can throw a triple covered pass to fucking Shakir, and he's going to lose him the game. And the Chiefs are going to play like shit and somehow win this game like 23-20 because Josh Allen can't get it done and is the worst of the elite quarterbacks.
Matt, I want you to respond.
Josh Allen is not the problem. He is not the problem for the Bills. Now, does he make bad decisions? Sure. He turns the ball over. I get that. But the reward you get from a quarterback like him pays off. it pays off, and I genuinely think because of the place that they're in right now, is Josh Allen the reason they lost the Eagles? No. Hell no. They should have won the game.
I mean, he kind of is. He absolutely missed Gabe Davis on a wide open pass.
But statistically, what did he do in that game? He balled out. He had one interception, and that interception ends up being what cost him the game. But if you look at it that way, that's how you're choosing to look at it. So you're choosing to put the blame there. But
look, man,
if he didn't show up, then they probably lose 28 to like 14, maybe.
Hey, look, all I'm going to say is Josh Allen, whenever the Bills have momentum, kills it.
I think that they're going to win this week once again because they want it more. This is a huge game, and I know that you're sitting there thinking he doesn't show up for big games, but the truth is he does. He showed up against the Eagles. He's going to show up again. It's time for the rest of his team to carry their weight and get this thing done. Bills, money line. Book it.
Joe, yell at Matt for that.
Thank you, Matt, for explaining everything that I would want to explain, but I didn't have the knowledge for it. Give me Buffalo money line, and we could just move on to the next one.
No, Ethan, I want to hear. Give me 15 seconds why you think that.
Because Josh Allen's a lot better than you think he is, and honestly, I think the Chiefs kind of suck this year. There's your 15 seconds.
I just want to point out, I said Josh Allen's the worst of the elite quarterbacks. I still said he's elite. He's just the worst.
Do you think Patrick Mahomes is still elite?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Look, Josh Allen has 13 interceptions. Sam Howell only has one more.
All right.
Look, all I'm saying. And the next game, I think we all winded up agreeing on this except for Ethan. So we're going to let Ethan go first. It's the Eagles at Dallas. Dallas is a 3.5-point favorite. Over-under is 52. Ethan, tell us why you picked the Eagles.
Shout out my boy Doug. Give me the Eagles, money line. You want to know why? Because Dallas, they're a bunch of frauds, honestly. I think they're going to come into this game way too much confidence, and they're going to lose. Eagles, coming off the loss, they're going to go to Dallas and beat them.
Yeah, give me Dallas minus 5.5. Just give me Dallas minus 5. Give me Dallas minus 5.5. I bumped the spread up.
Dang.
I think Jalen Hurts is still a bit injured. And you can kind of tell he doesn't really like running as much. He's not as mobile. And I don't know, Jalen Hurts has just kind of been being weird lately. It's almost like he doesn't trust A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith to win one-on-one coverage throws. Like, he's weirdly enough not forcing it enough. Like, I almost feel like Jalen Hurts is refusing to take any throw that's not wide open at this point. It's at least how it looked against the Niners. And I don't know. I feel like this is a game Dallas normally plays pretty good against Philly. Again, they didn't beat them in Philadelphia. They could have easily. Very close game. So give me Dallas to win by a touchdown at home.
Yeah, I was going to build off that. Dallas played them really well in Philadelphia, and it's hard to beat a team twice. This game's in Dallas, obviously. I think that they're going to come out here and play defense like they have all season. They've been dominant, and this is one of those games where I just feel like, based on how the teams are trending, this is a Dallas game. I don't think that Philadelphia's story is going to be written off after this one, though. They will probably lose, and it'll be exactly what the Eagles need. They're going to have a reality check, and I think they'll probably bounce back the next few weeks. But this week, I don't see them winning. I think the Cowboys win.
All right, now we got the college games. This was, thankfully, the FCS playoffs decided to release their spreads before the day of, so we actually had 3 games.
Shout out FCS playoffs. They're honestly
shout out FCS playoffs.
Way better setup than the current FBS playoffs, for being honest.
Very much. They've had it set up.
Joe would agree.
The first game's the last FBS game of the regular season. It's the Army-Navy game. Everyone loves the Army-Navy game.
And you all know who I chose. I chose them last week.
Yeah, the over-under is 27.5. Army's about a 3-point favorite. It's one of the worst games you can honestly watch. If this game wasn't Army and Navy, no one would want to fucking go near it. But Ethan, explain why you picked Navy.
Because I picked them last week. I can't go against my boys. That's basically it. I have no idea what this game's going to look like. Just give me Navy. I just like them. Whatever.
Matt, what about you?
I think all 3 of us did the exact same amount of research on these 3 games, and that's zilch. All right, so I'm going to be honest. I hate Navy. One time, Navy cost me everything, and I wanted to kill everybody. But
they made me retire from betting, which is why I can't bet against them.
For that reason alone, I am not taking Navy, and I'm taking them. So, because of the damage they've caused to me previously, I am betting against them again. I cannot stand Navy. The offense they run, I know Army runs the exact same type of a deal, triple option. We're going to see a lot of that. Army does it better. Navy is buns. Bet on Army.
Navy is
Look,
buns.
all I'm going to say is picking against either of these two teams is unpatriotic. You two are un-American. I took the over. The over was 27.5. I bumped it up to 29.5. Give me a 17-13 type of game. These two teams at least normally score a touchdown and a field goal. That right there is 10 points for each team. That's 20 points. I just need another 10 from someone.
You'd have to make them play another game.
Hey, look, all I'm going to say, it's in Foxborough. So maybe they're going to try and show like the Patriots what an offense looks like. Score 17 points.
Wow.
Exactly.
You're
give me the over, and I can't pick against these teams because unlike you two, I go America, USA. You guys are unpatriotic.
All right, what do we got for the FCS games here?
We got a pretty big one, Ethan. We got a powerhouse dynasty, a better dynasty than Alabama, honestly, for the FCS in North Dakota State on the road against South Dakota as a 6.5 point road favorite. And the over-under is 50.5. And Matt, we'll start with you here, as you have bet on the FCS before. So, what's your take here?
But what I'm about to tell y'all, I'm going to preface it with don't tell anything of these next two games that I give you. I bet on North Dakota State just because North Dakota State has been dominant previously. And I'm pretty sure maybe I saw something that South Dakota State that's who they're playing, right? They're
just playing South Dakota.
South Dakota. Maybe South Dakota beat them last year or something like
that. They beat them this year.
This year. All right.
North Dakota State 0-3 against Dakota schools this year.
It's hard to beat a team twice, like I said earlier. Give me North Dakota State -6.5. It's going to happen.
Ethan, I think we all took the same spread in both these games, so we'll make this quick. We took the Bison.
We did. -6.5.
And I'm not going to, yeah, exactly. Bison. Exactly. And then the next game, it's Albany from fucking New York at Idaho, 4.5 point favorite, 52.5. And I'm going to say this just to test people's knowledge. We all took the Vandals to cover. So that's it. We'll see if people know which team that is. Testing ball knowledge.
See if you know ball.
I will speak on that real quick. They used to be an FBS school. That is why I placed my bet on them. They are an FBS school, now gone to FCS. I like my chances there. Indeed. We've seen how FCS schools perform at the FBS level with whoever the hell we've been betting on. Sam Houston State, yeah. Didn't work out. Give me an FBS school playing against FCS teams. And I know that was years ago, but still.
Indeed. And now we're going to go to the parlays. Ethan, we'll start with you. Read your parlay name and then read your parlay.
My NFL Gridiron parlay
doesn't say that.
Used to be called that. But it recently got changed to the FSU number 5 Get F'd Joe parlay. I got a half unit on it. It's all NFL games. I've got the Texans money line, Niners money line, Tampa Bay Bucks money line, Dolphins money line, Packers money line, and Lions money line. 6 games will get you +714. Just a half unit. I don't know how I feel without college games.
Hey, look. I got my Fire Billy Napier parlay. I took 2 of each: college, football, soccer, and NFL. Give me the Dolphins and the Niners -9.5. Give me Idaho -4.5. And then I kind of bitched out, took North Dakota State money line. And then give me PSG and Barcelona money line. I mean, I bet 3 units on this. This is a 3-unit parlay bet here. I'm pretty confident in this.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot. And then Matt, your turn.
All right. So I'm gay parlay. That's what this is. I'm gay parlay. Joe, you guys are my leaders. Appreciate that. Well, under your leadership, this is the parlay I wrote with. The Rams +7.5. I think the Rams are playing very, very good pro football. I think they're a very tough team to beat. And as well as the Ravens have been all season long, coming off of a bye week, I still think 7.5 points is too many to give.
Lamar's sick, by the way, too.
+7.5 for the Rams. Tampa Bay, okay, they are playing the Falcons. Somebody's got to win that division, right? And the Falcons just beat the Jets. They're primed to do it. But the Buccaneers also just beat the Panthers. They need to get this division win. Once again, the Buccaneers want this more than the Falcons. They're an underdog. This money line should be something that Colin loves. Tampa Bay money line. The Dolphins minus 12.5. They're too good. They are playing unreal right now offensively. Tyreek Hill, he's doing everything he can to win MVP. He's going to get 2,000 yards this season. And hell, he might try to expedite that process and do it this week. He won't. But against the Titans, a lot of room for him to catch passes. I see the Dolphins offense not letting off the gas. More of the same out of them. San Francisco, you can't give me a spread for the 49ers that I'm not going to like right now. Unless you make that thing 20-plus points the way they're playing, give me San Francisco minus 9.5. That's my parlay. That's the I'm gay parlay. Shout out Joe and Josh, my leaders.
Confirmed, if it hits, Matt is gay.
Ladies and gentlemen, parlays are up on your screen. I may have forgot to make it big last week, but I did fix that. But this week, I'm not going to forget. It's on the screen. You can take your screenshots again. College games, take them with caution. We didn't do very much research. My parlay, probably don't take that, but these guys probably take those.
Hey, Ethan, update. Adam flying back from France.
Or all right.
Coming back from French.
Coming back.
Coming back.
All right. Well, we have to take a quick break here. But when we get back, we are going to get into the power rankings. So, see you guys in a sec. Hey, really quick, everybody, before we get back to our podcast that you all love, I want to come in here and show a little love to my family. All right? This week's episode is technically sponsored. Maybe I'm sponsoring them. Bernardsville High School basketball. My sister, who is a much better athlete than me, she's won more playoff games than I'll ever win in my entire life. She is raising money for her basketball team. She is currently at $706. She's trying to get to $900. So, anybody out there, you don't even have to donate that much. $5, $10, whatever you can. Look, I've already donated myself $50. I know Barb and Adam in this group, they've already donated $52 and $53. Had to one-up me. Just is what it is. Anyways, I will put the link in the description. Please go donate. Would mean a lot to me on the podcast. Again, thank you for watching. Let's get back to the show. All right, welcome back from the break. Again, don't forget to go donate. Bernard's High School basketball. Anyways, power rankings time. Barb, let's get into it.
All right, getting into it. Coming in number 12, we have a new poop spot. It's Colin or Boz 567, and this has been deserved for a while.
Yeah, because of what I said to start this podcast, the fact that I was able to pull off this victory this week, and Colin's team put up a fight, and my quarterback put up 3 points, I think that the 12th spot is pretty well deserved. That's about all that I got to say. Sorry, buddy.
Colin, one of two people eliminated officially from the playoffs. Moving on to number 11, it's CD's Nuts. It's David out of the poop spot.
David making it out of the poop spot, and it's not Adam who's in there. David, congratulations. I saw you change your name, but you're not going to change your logo. It's fine, whatever. Team is still solid, still has a chance at the playoffs. Shout out CD Lamb.
Indeed. And then coming in at number 10, he hasn't moved at all. It's Get Your Other Free Win, Adam. And this man pulled off a clutch win against the Josh team that was number 1 in the power rankings, and it keeps his playoff hopes alive. Pretty much just a win and you're in against John for him, and he's got good first-round matchups if he does make it. Moving on to 9, it's speak of the devil, it's John, and it's a tough loss for him against Chase last week. He needed that one.
Brutal loss against Chase. This man's on a slide. He's going in the direction that you don't want to go this time of year. But playoffs still at stake. So 9 versus 10 for a playoff spot this week. David could creep in there. I think it's going to go to one of these two.
All right, and then down 2 spots out of the top 6, it's Sig ripping Batman. And this man's 8-5 and winning the division. He's the 2 seed right now. We got him down at 8.
Yeah, there's a reason this is called a power rankings. Team is just not looking great lately. That's why he's down at 8. However, he'll make the playoffs. Hopefully he'll get right this week. See what happens.
All right, and then rounding off the bottom 6 and number 7, we've got Auction Draft Travis. It's Ethan, and this man still has a shot at the 2 seed. Could be either the 6 or 7, and I mean, he's coming off a devastating loss. One of the biggest losses, maybe the biggest loss of the season. And it's a bounce back week for him.
Well, yep. There you have it. There's your bottom 6.
I'm not in here anymore, guys.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Again, there's a reason we did have to say that these are power rankings and not playoff rankings.
Want to
point
point
out a whole
out,
separate thing for that.
Just want to point out, if I do make the top 4 in the power rankings next week or this week, doesn't matter. I'm taking out an FSU fan, aka the only one in Joe. For myself, it's only fair.
Only fair. It's only fair.
It's only
playoff
fair.
by committee per commissioner.
If Joe's somehow the 4 seed in the playoffs, I will be removing him for myself.
Just is what it is.
Do you have 200 plus more points than every single team on this list?
Let me look at that real quick.
I don't know about
not
200.
more than Ethan. Ethan's the only person on this list I do not have
200
plus more. Maybe Colin? No, just Ethan. And Ethan is 152 behind me.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah, this last week kind of killed me.
A brutal week.
My points against is still the highest in the league.
It'll happen to
I
you.
want to point out, Ethan dropped 125 on me. My points against average per week went down.
You're welcome.
It went down from 125 dropped on me.
Well,
all right. I got to drop a hot take in here. Maybe because this is the last power rankings, but hot take. I think the only change that we see between the playoffs and this power ranking, obviously besides Barb dropping down to the lower 8 here, is that John also drops to this lower 4. That's what I got. I think Adam makes playoffs.
In terms of a hot take, I will say this: I think that we should continue to do power rankings.
And I think at least for next week, yeah.
That way, we know when we look back on the season exactly how things ended up shaking up in our power rankings, and that's just something to carry on.
You know, look, here's my hot take: we do the power rankings next week, but we only rank the 8 teams in the playoffs.
But the other thing about it is you could also have teams like yourself that are playing in the bottom 4 and playing at a better. What if you put up 200 next week, Barb?
If I put up fucking 200 next week, I'm just going to give myself the money. You guys are never seeing it. It's unfortunate.
Damn, that is crazy.
I take it back. I'll give it to Joe. He can donate it to like a hitman to kill Boo Kerrigan or something.
Barb, do you have any hot takes out of this group that you see?
You know, my hot take out of this group is you're going to see 2 of these people in the semifinals of the playoffs. That's my hot take.
What?
I think 2 of them are going to wind up playing each other.
Wow.
That will guarantee 1, and then an upset's going to happen.
Are you going with Doug and Ethan?
I think Doug and Ethan might wind up playing in the first round of the playoffs here.
We will see.
All it would take is Chase winning and Ethan losing this week, and that's a 2v7. That's the 2v7 seed.
It's kind of crazy.
Because Chase can't afford to intentionally lose, because if he loses intentionally and John wins, Chase falls to the 8, plays either you or Joe.
Just kind of happens like that. So
it's a lot of risk versus reward and seeding.
Boys, do we have any more comments about this?
Oh, I should say this. By the way, that 85 rule and everything, as long as you're not playing someone who can get in the playoff, you're fine. Matt, you or Joe, if you want to bench your entire team, cool. It only affects seeding. Doesn't affect the actual playoffs.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah, so I figured you wouldn't. But anyone who's playing against someone who's already clinched the playoffs, and you have as well, you can bench your entire team. That's completely fine for this week, as long as you are not benching your team against someone who can still realistically, aka Josh can't bench anyone against Dave. Josh has to play a full team.
If you do that, you're lame and you suck, because this is rivalry week, and you better start your full roster so you can talk all that shit to your rival for the next year. All right.
I need to get back at Colin. He beat me the first week when my team was dead and like basically bottom feeder. I need to come back and show him I'm a real team.
It is indeed rivalry week, and you know, I'm not gonna lie.
I kind of want that 2 spot.
That is true. Ethan wants to play Chase.
I want
the seating stuff this week does go crazy.
It does. So. There's a whole lot of stuff about it. Well, I think that's pretty much all you can really say about that. The only thing down here is really you and Doug for the 2 seed, and then John and Adam for the 8. Unless David pulls off a fucking masterclass.
That would be insane. He needs a week like you had last week.
Boys, if David gets the 8 seed over John or Adam, John and Adam both owe him $100.
I'll do a handshake agreement to that. Okay. Well, with that being said, we can move on to our top 6, the more fun 6, people would say.
All right. And coming in number 6, he's down again. Down a spot. It's
man.
Chase's Verb coming off of a loss to Joe.
Yeah, it's a tough week for Aaron. Team's been kind of sliding a little bit, but like, you look at the trade that he had, getting rid of Tyreek Hill, actually wasn't as bad as people were saying with DK Metcalf popping off the way he did. But yeah, still tough. We'll hope to see better days for him.
All right, coming in at number 5, it's fucking me. Most points in the league, eliminated from the playoffs, up 3 spots. I can't talk about myself. Matt, you take it away.
Yeah. You almost put up 200 points, like you said. If Ryan Robinson doesn't get hurt, you probably do put up 200 points. But these are power rankings. It's about how you're playing right now. You are playing like as if you're one of the top 6 teams. That's why you're in here. I think everybody on the board that put in polls had you in the top 6. So, deserving spot. Unfortunately, a week too late. The week that you move in the top 6 is the first week that you're eliminated.
And then coming in at number 4, look at that. This man's down a spot for the first time in God knows how long. It's Chase Nugget. He's down to number 4. And this man can really high in points for, but he can only be 6th, 7th, or 8th. This is kind of a big week in terms of seeding for Chase. You could get a Doug or Ethan, probably a preferable matchup. Or he might land a Joe, Josh, or Matt, which that's a juggernaut.
Not preferred.
Not a preferred first round. So we'll see what happens with Chase's team. He's got one of the best teams in the league, regardless of record. Coming in at 3 and up 1 spot, it's Chase's Gay.
Yep, Chase's Gay's team. 9-4, best record in the league. Kind of confirming what his team is. And honestly, they're solid. I mean, he continues to put up over 130 in a couple weeks. Now, he's had some bad weeks recently, but I think he's getting hot at the right time. So watch out for this team.
Coming in number 2, and it's a change. He's actually down out of the top spot. It's J7 Bird, and I mean, it's a loss to Adam. That he was pretty low in the rankings. You figured he'd drop.
Yep.
Yeah, well, real quick before I get into anything with Josh, I will say that 3 and 4, we had to go to a wheel for. They tied 72 points in total for the polls and whatnot. So, Joe, you won the wheel. Congrats, you're number 3. Josh, number 2. I still had you in my rankings as number 1. Like I said, Justin Jefferson, he's coming back. He's going to be ready to ball out for you. That's a roster that you don't want to see in the playoffs. I'm just being honest. You just don't want to see him. If you see him, you're hoping for the championship game.
Do you think that's how they did the FSU Bama thing? They spun a wheel?
Could have been. Could have been.
And coming in at 1. Coming in at 1, Matt, the new logo, it's clearly doing wonders for you. It's got you up to the top spot. And, I mean, this man's team, he's got Kyron. He's got probably the best running back core in the league. You could make the argument, and in the past 3 weeks, Devontae Smith's been the number 1 receiver for the Eagles. He's been outperforming A.J. Brown in their past 3 games. Zach Wilson's back. I was going to say, this is Sleeper has this as the best team in our league again. And I mean, Matt, you know, we'll cut to it. How are you feeling? You're number 1, and now there's a target on your back.
Well, you know what? That target can be on my back because you guys caused this on yourself. All right. If I had it my way, Stephon Diggs is on my roster instead of Devontae Smith. So I'll just say that, you know, leading scorer in the league.
You also get Ezekiel Elliott too.
Yeah.
But well for you.
Speaking of that, I learned Chase didn't realize if a player's out, he can still go to the IR spot. Found that out today. That's why he dropped Ramondre. He didn't realize he could do that.
Probably also why he dropped a spot. Shot out the wheel.
Damn.
Yeah, so that's a shout out for everyone. A player who is ruled out also can go in your IR spot, guys.
I didn't realize that Chase didn't know that. I've done that.
That is just so everyone knows. I thought that was a clear thing. It was not.
Some people don't read the rules.
Well, it sucks to be Chase.
Indeed.
I don't really have anything to say, but you guys might.
I mean, look, my hot take here is very Matt, you're playing Joe this week. For the 1 seed pretty much, unless you win and then Josh wins and outscores you by over 31. I think I look back on it in the 13 weeks, he's only outscored you by over 31 twice. I don't think it's happening, especially with your team now. Speaking of which, Matt has 0 players on his team from week 1. Went back and looked at that. There's not a single player on Matt's team.
Just a completely new squad.
Yeah, at this point, Matt has half of my team, half of Joe's bench from week 1. You also had Tank Dell on your bench. Didn't realize you had him week 1.
So yeah, that sucks. I do recall that I had Tank Dell, and I feel like it might have been after week 2 that I dropped him.
Hey, look, it doesn't hurt you anymore.
It's okay. Joe had A-Chain.
Yeah. So I guess we can go back and forth on that. But
I had Christian McCaffrey.
I mean, but this is cool to me. This is your top 6 going to the playoffs. One of these teams is not even in the playoffs. But I think realistically, everybody's going to have a fair shot at it, and it's about how you're playing right now. Joe has the best record in the league by 1 game. It's got him at 3, and it comes down to like points 4, I think, which is a lot of the separation with us as far as like how we classify who's better than who. But I play him this week, so he's got a chance to prove he's better than me. We're going to see how it plays out.
You know, I want to say this for my hot take for this. Matt, you say it's hard to beat a team twice. How about beating a team 3 times in one season? I have Joe beating Matt in the championship, and I have him winning this week. The trifecta.
Oh my
the
gosh.
triple. That's how Joe's going to win the championship.
And he's still going to find a way to complain about how FSU didn't make the playoffs.
Exactly. That victory speech, he will have a victory speech. It will be that. The 1,200 will go towards killing the college football playoff committee.
I've said this 2 weeks in a row now. I'm going to make it 3. I've still got Josh in the championship, and I've still got Doug in the championship.
Oh.
And give me Doug winning the championship. That's just what I got. I'm not changing it. I like what I got. I'd put it at a plus like 15,000 that Doug even makes it there.
Ethan will take those
30,000 that he even wins it. I'm taking it
right there. You guys right there. Ask Ethan. You can place a bet on Doug with Ethan plus 30,000.
I'm taking those odds. I love that. So
what
yeah,
is that?
that's the hot take that I got.
Is that $1 wins you $300?
I have no idea.
30,000?
Yeah, plus 30,000.
Now the only problem with that though is I don't even know if it's possible that Doug makes it to the championship before playing Josh.
Well, you said plus 30,000 Doug wins just in general, so.
Yeah, I don't even know if the Josh Doug championship is possible, but we'll get into the playoff scenario stuff after this.
Yeah,
Indeed.
And I'm all here for it. I saw that you had that on slides. What I think we should do collectively is each choose what we think the team on the screen is going to end up being seated.
Oh, that's
we
easy.
can do that.
Oh, that's easy right now because I can cheat and just make myself right.
That's a good point. That is a really good point. So yeah, there's your top 6, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed the power rankings.
Well, hold on, Matt.
We probably will continue to do it.
Whoa, Ethan. Matt, who's your champion pick? We've given both of ours.
Oh, true.
I already given mine.
Yeah,
Maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, you got to give it again. It may be changed. Ethan should have changed.
Cannot remember what I did, but I think it was a while. I think I had Josh playing someone in the championship.
I believe it's Chase.
I think I might have had Chase winning it, but I don't know.
The world may never
go
know.
back 2 episodes. You'll know.
Just go back. Just go back.
Yeah, just go back.
It's on YouTube.
Just watch our episodes and remember it. We obviously do that.
And, I just want to say congrats to all these people here clinching a playoff spot. Don't look into what I just said. Definitely all the people on this.
Don't look into the record of the 5 seed right now.
Yeah, don't look into the record. Don't look into the record. These are the actual seeds.
All right. Well, with that being said, we can get into our playoff seeding scenarios. Barb, hit us with that next slide.
Well, these are all the people who are eliminated, but they still technically get seeded. Still get seeded for the consolation playoffs, where whoever comes in dead last has to pay for the winner's buy-in next year.
Yep. It is not a regular season dead last. It is a tournament-based dead last, which I like the most.
It is a tournament-based, and we do not the tournament for that does not go to week 17. It ends at week 16. Unlike in ESPN, where they have you play a meaningless first game.
That is true. So, Barb, what do we
seeding?
Who do we got?
I just realized I can't actually see the names based on this, but it's definitely probably Colin.
It is.
It's
Team Boz here. His highest seed that he can get is the 9. Lowest is the 12. I'm going to let people kind of read it, and we're just going to kind of make our predictions on where he's going to end up.
Tragic for him, though. If he'd just been Matt, he'd still be in the playoff hunt. And give him that extra. I think
he'd still have a pretty good chance. He'd have a much better chance than David would.
He lost to you by what, 17, Matt?
Yeah.
You give Colin 18 more points. He has more points for them.
He only lost by 9.
Oh, he only lost by 9.
It was like 128 or 126.
Oh, to 117. Okay, I think he lost by 11 then. You give Colin 11, 12 extra points. He's right there with Adam in points for same record. It would have been hotly contested.
Could have been close. Could have been very close.
But I think this man will be the 12th seed.
He's projected at 12. And yeah,
Just kidding. I actually have him 10.
I'm going to go ahead and guess 12. I'm trying to win this week, and it doesn't look good for his team this week. So, yeah.
Give me 11, actually.
You're playing him.
Give me 11.
I'm going to go ahead and drop this man at 12 as well. Colin.
He is the 12 right now.
Will be more motivated next year. He will have a completely different plan, but this season did not work out in his favor, and he will end up with the 12th seed going into the postseason.
Joke's on you guys.
Hey, but again, Colin, it's not bad to be dead last. Just you have to win one of the last 2 games. Just got to win
one.
Joke's
on you guys. 2 quarterback league next year for Colin.
That would help him a lot. Superflex would help a lot.
Exactly. And then on to me. Currently the 11th seed, can be as high as the 9 if I win and Adam and David lose, and I could be the 12 if I lose and Colin doesn't.
Yeah, you're projected to be the 9. I've actually got you at the 10. Because I think Adam wins this week. I don't think David does, but I've got Adam winning this week. Which would put John ahead of you. So I'm gonna say that you're gonna finish 10.
I also have myself as a 10 for that exact reason. Not
just because you look good.
No. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I think John's team is actually going to win this week.
I mean, they're projected to win now.
The 9.
Oh, okay. I want you to know John's favored to win by about 6.5 points.
He is favored.
Well, maybe I wasn't going out on a limb. I didn't do my research.
I'm going out on a limb and taking the minus 170.
Either way, that's my opinion on this. I think Barb ends up finishing 9th and the first seed out.
AKA, I'm switching places with Joe. Moving on. All right, the battle for the playoffs. These are all the people that can still make the playoffs that haven't clinched. And we'll start it off with David, who
we got the frisky teams here.
This one's a pretty hard one. He's got to win, John to lose, while outscoring John by 68.04 and outscoring Adam by 64.26. I don't think it's happening. If it does, holy fuck, shout out David.
That would be insane.
Although I'm projecting David to be the 12th seed.
Oh, wow.
Projection 12th seed for David.
I've already got 9 and 12 taken. So
I've got 10 and 11 and 12 all taken.
I'm going to roll here and say that David is also going to finish as he's projected as the 11th seed. I think he's going to lose this week. Just in general, I just think that. Sorry. But also, I don't see any shot that he actually does outscore those teams, and he will not make the postseason. So my prediction for David's team is the 11th seed.
Yeah, I've got that same prediction. Unfortunately, David loses this week, but also Colin loses this week, so he will be at the 11th spot for me. That's what I've got.
All right, and then moving on. This is Adam, and for Adam to make the playoffs, he's got to win, outscore John by 3.78. I mean, technically, he's got to make sure he doesn't get outscored by David by that much, by the amount we showed, but that ain't happening. He could also finish dead last.
That is a possibility that he does finish dead last.
Indeed, if I win, David wins, he loses, and Colin outscores him by 14.3. Adam's dead last here. But I'm actually putting him at 9.
Wow. That's tough.
And it's going to be heartbreaking why I put him in 9.
Let's hear it.
I have Adam beating John by less than 3.78.
That would be terrible.
So Adam wins, but John still has more points for. So he goes.
You're rocking a very slim margin there.
I am.
I just think John's going to win this week outright, and pray for Adam because he's made one hell of a run. But this is one of those 50-50 things. I think if Adam wins the game, he's going to do it by 3.78 points. So if Adam's team does win, I think he's in. But I just think John's team is and has been a decent team all season long. They've been maybe worse in terms of what they've done point-wise. But, look at his roster. You got Stephon Diggs on there. Stephon Diggs has a huge week. What if he has 2 touchdowns against the Chiefs? Give me John's team to win this week. Record-wise, they're good enough to be in 7-7, I think is where he would fall. So
just want to point out, by the way, never really got established, and it's not actually showing up in Sleeper. If 2 teams have the same amount of points for, and they've played twice and they've won 1 each, the tiebreaker is actually the aggregate of who won by more over 2 games, which would go to John if they do somehow end with the exact same amount of points for. So Adam does have to win by more than 3.78.
Wow.
Yeah, it is tough. You know what? I said this earlier. I've got him at the 8. I've got him winning. I know he's projected at the 10 seed. I've got him at the 8 seed. I think he wins this week and he outscores John by the amount that he needs to. Congrats, Adam. You snuck in after having a record of 3-8.
We'll say he's got Dolphins defense against the Jets. If you play him in the first round, that's a 20-point performance from the defense right there. You do not want to face Adam's got 3 Dolphins players, and they play the Jets in week 15, which is the first week of the playoffs. You do not want to face that man. Absolutely not. And he's got Dak. You don't want to face Adam first round. All right, moving on though. We've got John, who I don't even know why Ethan put this as an option. He can be the 6th seed if he wins and Chase loses. And if Ethan loses and John outscores him by 82.6 points. John barely scores 82.6 in a fucking week.
There's a reason we put that in there, and it was thanks to Barb's 194-point week showing us that it's possible because Doug also put up a 67. So if by some miracle John puts up the 194 and I put up the 67,
that is the biggest gap in a week ever in the league. A 127-point difference between the highest and lowest score. That is the sole reason Ethan's put that this was possible.
So I know his projected is at 8. And Barb, we talked about this back on your slide. I think John loses, and I think he gets the 9 seed. It's tough for him.
I mean, look, I think he wins. I think he loses, but he gets the 8 seed by not losing by more than 3.78. Could you imagine he loses by exactly and they tie and Adam gets fucked over by combined head-to-head?
That would suck.
Well,
that's right. Rivalry week is the way it is.
I think John's team does win, and I think that he gets the 8 seed. So that's where I'm going to roll with there. Those outscoring Ethan.
You don't think Chase loses?
Would be crazy. I do not think Chase loses it.
All right, that's fair. All right, we're moving on. Oh, well, we're not. We're moving on to the mid, according to Ethan. He called these people mid.
Yeah, this is just a battle for the favorable matchups at this point because they're not playing for really any of a great spot here. Because if you get the 2 seed, you're stuck playing probably a pretty damn good 7 seed. So
the only person here I'd say is Aaron.
Yeah.
He really can't get a favorable matchup.
Yeah, it's tough. So we'll see. I didn't know where to put him.
Yeah, we've got Chase, who he's the 7 seed currently with a win and Ethan loss can go up to the 6. With a loss and a win by John can go down to the 8.
He is locked into the playoffs.
As of now, projections have him staying at 7, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I've got Chase going up to 6. I think Chase goes to 6.
I think Chase is going to finish at 7 here, which for me right now makes my matchup against Joe even bigger because I don't.
Indeed.
But I do think Chase wins. But I don't think Ethan loses. So I believe Chase will end up finishing here at 7.
I'll say this, man. Imagine
that is what happens.
Joe, and then Chase somehow loses to Doug and John wins and you get Chase first.
I know that would also suck. But what I think is going to happen, and this is what I think is going to happen.
I just want to put this. I think Ethan's double bluffing everyone. I think Ethan's going to try and pull the bullshit 85. Well, technically, Ethan's playing for seeding. Colin can't make the playoffs. I think Ethan might straight up bench his entire team, take an L to try and get a Doug first round playoff matchup by falling to the 7. Because Ethan can't fall below 7. So I think Ethan might try and intentionally tank and hope Chase beats Doug to get the easier first round matchup.
Well, that's crazy because
I'm still very much on the fence on that.
His Super Bowl is Doug, so I don't know if he wants to be in the
exactly.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. I want to see if I can take him on first round or. If
the problem, Matt, is he has Josh playing Doug, and if he's the 6 seed, Josh is probably going to be the 3 seed.
Yeah. So Ethan, you got to think about those kind of things, but
Ethan can't avoid playing someone he has in the Super Bowl.
I mean, I got to put him.
No, you physically can't, because if you get the 2, that
I've
means
already
Doug
said that
lost
John's going to
7.
lose, so he can't be the 8.
Mm-hmm.
Because I've already put Adam there.
Mm-hmm.
Dang. I got to put him at the 7. That's where I think he's going to end up, mostly because I am going to try and win this week.
I'm calling bullshit on that. Ethan bluffing, lying.
You can call me a bluff, but hey, look, I'd rather just try and play the good teams to start and hope that, Justin Jefferson's just now coming back. So if Josh does end up in the 3 seed, like maybe I can get Jefferson before he gets way too good.
You heard him, Josh. Ethan thinks he'll kick your ass if you play in the first round of the playoffs.
I never said that.
All right, moving on. We got Doug, division leader right now, which guarantees him a top 2 seed. So if he just wins, or doesn't even have to win, if Ethan loses, gets a 2 seed.
That is true.
He can go as low as the 6 with a loss and an Ethan win. I don't know what the points for difference is. I think technically if he loses and you win, but he's somehow in a loss. Nope, never mind. That is fucking
he's too far behind.
87. There's no way someone loses and outscores you by 87. Absolutely not.
Does Doug play Chase?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
But he's 2 games above Chase. Or maybe, 2 games above him, so he can't fall below Chase.
Oh, Chase was a 7 seed. That's why I asked that question. So now I've got Doug falling and finishing at 6. I think that he is going to lose, and I still stick to my guns that Ethan is going to win. That would put him at 6. So I think Doug gets the lowest seed he could possibly attain.
I'm putting Doug at 2.
He really only has these 2 seeds, by the way. There is
no other
slim to no chance that he gets anywhere between 5 and 3. He would have to score an absurd amount of points.
Like I said, he's not losing and outscoring one of the other people.
But he would also have to lose, which, again,
Doug would have to lose, and one of Aaron, really. It'd have to be Aaron in terms of points for. Doug would have to lose. Aaron would have to lose. No, it's even more for Aaron. Absolutely not. He'd have to outscore Aaron by 122 while losing. Not happening.
So I've also got him at the 6 seed. I think I can sneak the 2 in. Shout out Barb for making the divisions the way he did. I'm so glad I'm not on that other side. That other division is a juggernaut right now. So yeah, I've got Doug down at the 6.
I actually do have to message Colin because right now he doesn't have a tight end, so I'm gonna have to message him to pick one up to start one.
Or not.
No, I'm gonna. I messaged him last week, Matt, because he had like 3 players against you who were just in his lineup on a bye, and I was like, "Yo, Colin,
just let the championship matchup happen in the first round." Let the Joe Doug matchup happen.
Moving on, I believe this is just Ethan. He wins and Doug loses. He's in.
I have some crazy seating options here.
Yeah, he put the John thing. I'm not counting that. It really can be the 7. But technically, if he loses and Chase wins and John outscores him by 82.6, Ethan could fall to the 8.
Yeah.
I'm putting Ethan at the 7. I think he's tanking. I think he's tanking for the Doug matchup. I no matter what he says, I'm not.
Wait, so then question: you just put Doug at 6, did you not?
No, I put Doug at 2.
Oh, okay. Just want to check.
I'm not falling for Ethan's lies. I'm putting Ethan at 7.
There's no other seed he could have if he wins and Doug loses.
No, he has. It's always 2. Yeah, because he wins the division.
This is my 2 seed. So there you have it. I don't know what else to say. Ethan's going to win this week. Said it before. Doug's going to lose this week. Ethan's going to be 2. You're going to have the 2 versus 7 matchup of Ethan and Chase.
Yeah, I really only have like 3 options here.
You really don't have the fucking
It's
8
2,
seed,
7, and 6.
and 6. Yeah.
Those are my 3 options, and I'm preferring the 2 right now. So I've got myself a 2.
Indeed. All right. Then we have Aaron, who can technically be the 1 seed if he wins and outscores Matt by 92.24 and Josh by 61. Yep, exactly. Totally gonna happen. Easily can happen.
We had to put it in there because it is possible technically, but it's very, very, very unlikely.
However, Aaron could actually fall. Didn't think about this, Ethan. Aaron could fall to the 6. If Doug wins, Aaron loses, and Ethan outscores him by 35.9, which isn't likely, but is a lot more realistic than 60s. It could happen. So Ethan actually could technically be the 5, Matt. If he wins. If he wins and Doug wins.
It's got to be realistic. But, again, I just don't see it happening.
And I'm going to be honest, just because it's rivalry week, I got to pick myself. So I'm going to have Aaron finishing as the 5 seed because he's going to lose this week. And his points for won't catch up to anyone ahead of him.
I think Aaron also is going to lose. And I'm not taking this just because he's going to be 5. I've already got Doug at 6. Aaron's going to fall to 5. He's going to lose this week.
Matt, he's already 5.
He's going to win. So Ethan's going to win.
Matt, you keep saying people are going to fall when they're already where they are.
Well, you know what? I'm just saying in terms of his highest versus his lowest.
We probably should have put their actual seed on this too, Ethan, just so like people knew where they were.
Man, sorry about it.
Aaron's the 5 seed, so whoever I end up choosing to be the 4 seed, that's who Aaron will see.
Probably the loser of you and Joe. Whoever you think loses that game will be the.
Well, that's gonna be Joe.
All right, Matt penciling in Aaron, Joe.
So last thing before we get into our break here, I just don't see a world where Aaron doesn't get the 5, in my opinion.
I mean,
I've got some other things happening in the future. I really do think he gets the 5.
Maybe I intentionally bench all of my players.
So,
for what reason? Absolutely fucking none. But
that's what I think. I think he gets the 5 in this situation.
You know what? I will never bench my players for the sole purpose of I'm the only one in the league who scored over triple digits each week.
And
so,
I understand he can get up to the 3 if Matt and Josh both lose.
Indeed.
But I just think 5 for him.
I don't know how far Joe's ahead of him. Matt could win, and he could potentially still get up to the 3, depending on the points for with him and Joe. I think that one's a lot closer. Aaron's only 6 back of Joe. So if Joe loses, Aaron could realistically jump him with a win in terms of that.
So, well, if there's no more to be said about Aaron's team, we'll get into what I would consider first place fight after this. So there's your little sneak peek. But we'll get right back to you after the break.
Sales.
Okay.
There it is.
Hey!
Okay. Jeez, Louise.
You're keeping that entire thing in, by the way. I want you to know. You're keeping that entire part in.
All right. I have to end this. We'll be right back.
Matt was about to drop the hardest N-word of all time before you ended.
Wait, why is it still recording? All right, back from the break. As you can see, we have our war for the number 1 spot here. The hashtag juggernauts here. Teams that are probably the heavy favorites to win the championship. Bart, let's get into the first one.
It is kind of nuts, though, that Joe could also simultaneously be out of the playoffs based on our whim.
That is true. Per committee.
Speaking of which, we're starting with Joe. Highest seed 1, just fucking win. That's all. Technically, just tie. You could tie.
Could do that too.
He could fall all the way down.
I think that'll happen in decimal scoring, but it could.
It's possible. Could fall all the way to the 5 with a loss, win by Josh, and just Aaron to outscore him in a win by 5.2 or 5.36.
Yep.
This man's projected as the 4 seed. However, based on my hot take, 1 seed.
Wow.
I got him winning.
Wow.
Well, I'm going to step in here. Because I've already established that Aaron is going to be the 5. This is going to be the matchup. It's going to be Joe versus Aaron. Joe's going to be the 4 seed. My team is going to take care of business this week. I lost to him the first time. He's talked a whole lot of shit. This team is ready to roll. I'm coming for that 1 seed. That's all I got to say. That's it.
There you have it.
Moving on.
No, now hold on a second. I didn't give my thoughts.
You're not important enough.
Joe's going to get the 1 seed.
Oh,
That's what I think. I know he's projected at the 4. I know you're probably projected to lose to Matt. It's probably going to happen, but I'm shaking things up. I think Joe actually gets the 1 seed.
I'm not going to lie. It would be pretty poetic if Joe fell to the 5.
It would be pretty awesome.
But hey, also Joe's going to get the 1 seed and then lose to the 8 seed first round.
Could happen that way too.
Well, then we got Josh, who can be the 1 seed as well. Just win and outscore Matt by 30.81. I mean, is it doable? Sure. Is it likely? Absolutely fucking not.
So
can fall to the 5 with just a loss.
I guess also with the 1 seed, I mean, it does say this with a win from We Back Up. So Matt, you do have to win for him to have a chance.
Yeah, that is true.
Seed.
Matt does also have to win. Now I will say this. Technically, he could fall to the 5 seed just with an Aaron win and a loss. Matt could also lose. Matt's got Josh by 30.81. So technically, for the lowest seed, it doesn't need to be a win by Matt.
Nope.
It just needs to be a win by Aaron and a loss by Josh.
Y'all ready for this one?
I've got him projected as the 3.
I also have him at the 3. Matt, what do you got him at?
I've got him at the 3 as well. That's where I think he's going to sit.
Wonder where this last team is going for us.
Then we got the last team, aka
hold on. Matt was going to say something.
Oh man.
I was going to say, with that being said, that is entirely my ideal scenario because then I don't have to see him in the semifinal.
That would be nice for you, wouldn't it?
Would be true.
He's going to.
Well, good thing in my scenario, you don't see him either, Matt, because I know you projected the 1. You're probably going to get there, but I've got you at the 4 seed. You're playing Aaron, and then you're going to get the winner of Joe or Adam.
Ooh.
Aaron, no offense, but I would take that too.
So, hey, honestly, 4 seed could be more beneficial than the 1.
Yeah, and Matt can also fall to the 5, but if he does fall to the 5,
because I think Adam is a
Aaron.
sneaky good team, and Aaron's kind of fallen off.
Damn.
Yeah, but I don't want to get DK Metcalf. So,
hey, DK Metcalf put up 37 last week, and Aaron still lost.
That is true. To be fair, though, Aaron was without James Cook, Josh Jacobs, and Josh Allen. The triple J and Justin Tucker.
Yeah, Josh
all
Allen
his
being
J
out
players
probably killed him.
Yeah, I don't want to see that. I don't. So I'm hoping I take care of business. That's how this is going to play out in my projections. I'll be the 1 seed.
Matt, you already know what I got happening. I just realized I have you losing to Joe, but I have you as the 4 seed, which kind of fucks up my whole you versus Joe in the championship thing.
Yeah, kind of screws up everything.
So fuck it. I've got Josh and Aaron losing now to keep that making sense. You know what? Fuck it. You to 3, Josh to 4, Aaron to 5.
Wow.
Only way it makes sense.
Splendid.
Now. Only way it can work. Fuck it. I'm putting Matt at the 6 seed regardless. Doesn't matter.
Oh my gosh.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You told me as we started this whole segment that Joe wasn't even going to make the playoff.
To be fair, Joe, Matt, Ethan, and fucking Aaron. You're 9 through 12. Everyone else is in the playoffs. It's decided.
Oh dang.
Committee.
Well, there you have it, everybody. That's our playoff seeding projections, along with where they could finish up. I know we didn't cover every single scenario, but that would have taken way too long. We just did kind of the most likely situations, and obviously we gave our own seeding. So
Ethan does not think you all are important enough to know the scenarios.
It's just such a long list, dude. I honestly haven't even written down everything, but I do at least have the highest, lowest, and they're projected. So
that's fair. Well, we can move on, Ethan.
We can get into the games. We've
We've
already been talking about them.
And we'll start with the first one. Easiest win of my life. Blowout of the week. Give me Josh.
Easiest win of your life?
Easiest win of my life is betting on Josh to win this game by over 50.
Yeah, I've got Josh winning this game. David, again, I had him projected at 11. I had Josh projected at 3. Works out that way. Josh is winning.
I won't lie. When I looked at the pod slides earlier today at work, I saw game of the week above this game, and I was like, what in the world? Why would this game be the game? But anyways.
Psych.
this is not the game of the week, and it's because David is not going to win this game. Sorry, David. Once again, you're going to just take a tough one to Josh here. So, Josh,
very slim chance of the playoff, anyways. He's already been saying his team was dead. I think he's just kind of given up.
Exactly. David, bench your whole team. Add to some chaos.
Do it.
That would be chaos.
It would. All right, moving on. We've got the Chase versus Doug game. Not as much implications, really, in terms of Chase, but huge implications for Doug. As a loss could see him fall out of the top, fall all the way from 2 to 6.
Yep.
And I've got Chase performing his end in the mid game of the week. I've got Chase winning this game by about 14. Never really close. Probably like a 120, like 6 to like a 112. Chase is just the better team. Record doesn't show it. Points for does. Give me Chase.
Yeah, I'm going to side there. I'm going to take that side with you. Chase is going to win this game. I'm not really sure why, I know the Patriots are having such a terrible season, and I'm going to bring this up now, but why is his profile picture for his team Jason Tatum? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. But anyway,
not even the best
because
team
Chase
in the
just
NBA.
wants to be prepared for when he makes the finals and loses.
Chase is going to win this game. Chase is going to get the 7th seed. I don't want to see him. So
just keep him over there. I don't want to see him.
You heard it here first, everybody. Matt, bitter rivalry with Chase. Doesn't even want to look at the man. He fucking hates this man. Get him out of here.
That is probably
pretty sure before we started this podcast, Matt was calling Chase a fat fuck.
That is true.
Sure
I remember hearing that.
Least accurate statements that have ever been made on this podcast. Ever.
All right, Matt. Now, let's be real. We've said some very inaccurate things. Such as,
all right. Well, Barb is munching and Matt's trying to defend himself. I'm going to quickly say that Chase is going to win this game because I do want the 2 spot. But yeah,
double sponsored by Domino's.
Oh, it's blurred. Couldn't even see it.
Exactly.
Blurred.
Sponsored by the Domino's Bread Bowl.
All right, what's our next game?
Next game, again, could decide the 2 seed. It's Ethan hosting Colin. And give me upset of the week because I know Ethan's going to bench his fucking team. Guaranteed. Ethan's a pussy. He's going to try and get the Doug matchup. Give me Colin by over fucking 80.
Look, I'm not here making predictions, not to predict whether somebody's going to bench their team or not. So I'm not going to assume that. I think Ethan starts a full roster. I think Colin starts a full roster.
I don't know why people are saying I'm not.
Colin's team is not going to perform at Ethan's full roster's level. Ethan's team is going to get a dub. Ethan is going to be the 2 seed. That's what I'm going to roll.
I've got the same exact thing, Matt. Couldn't agree with you more. Colin's projections are a little low right now. He still does have to go pick up a tight end. But if you look at the tight ends out there, none of them are projected more than, I think, 8.5 is Gerald Everett. So not good for projection-based stuff. But I think this is actually going to be the closest game of the week. Because my team kind of sucks right now, if I'm being quite honest with you guys. On paper, if you just look at the names, you would think, wow, this guy's actually got a pretty good team. And then you pull up the actual stats, and you're like, wow, this guy's team probably shouldn't be in the playoffs, but is somehow making it. So yeah, closest game of the week, but I do have myself.
Okay, there, Ethan. Lie to everyone again. I got you.
All right, dude.
Me by a million. Fuck you, Aaron. Rivalry week. Fuck you.
Dang.
Damn.
Oh, I did need to say I needed to get revenge on Colin. Revenge game for me.
That's all I gotta say. This isn't blowout of the week. This is blowout of the fucking universe.
Even more than last week?
People at the edge of the universe are going to hear about this fucking blowout. That's how big of a blowout it's going to be.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't know if it's going to be that, but I do know that Aaron is not going to win. So Barb is going to win this game, proving why we, as a committee, put him at number 5 in the power rankings, because that's where his team is at. That's how his team is playing. But he is not in our postseason, and this will open the Aaron versus Joe wide open in my opinion. Start the playoff.
Oh man, I'm going against what I said in the playoff seedings. Got Aaron winning this week, which kind of makes it tough for him to be in the 5 spot. It makes it a lot more difficult But yeah, I've got Aaron winning this week. I've got Barb losing, which would again ruin Barb being the 10 seed as well.
You really didn't think through those seedings, did you?
No, I did. I'm fairly certain you're going to win, but I'm going with the upset of the week. For me, I'm choosing Aaron, which shouldn't even be an upset. I don't know why it's an upset of the week. I guess it's based on our power rankings, but I mean, you're talking about a 4-9 team going up against an 8-5 team. Whatever.
I'm just happy I don't have to deal with Tyreek Hill dropping a 45 on me again.
You're going to have to deal with DK Metcalf dropping a 45 on you.
It's at least someone new. All right, folks. The
Not game of the week?
Thought everyone was going to be game of the week. This is Weenie Hut Jr. game of the week.
Dang.
This is the battle for the 8th seed, which Adam could win and still not even get the 8th seed, which is exactly what's going to happen. Give me Adam to win by 3.5.
Oh,
give me Adam to lose out on this by less than half.
This is your closest game of the week.
This is also my upset of the week. Just kidding.
Man.
Not upset of the week. Realize something. Closest game of the week. Lowest scoring game of the week and lowest scorer game of the week. Give me both of them to drop under 100.
Oh.
This is going to be a shit show. Terrible
game.
Give me like a 96 to like a 93. This game has Steelers-Patriots vibes all over.
Oh, what? Adam's offense has been doing pretty well this year.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
So give me Adam to win the battle, but John to win the war.
That's tough. Matt,
I'll start by saying I don't really know how this is going to shake up. This is the one that I feel like I know the least about in terms of predicting. But I'm going to roll with my gut, and my gut says that John's team is going to win. John's team somehow got 6 wins. I don't know how. All right, I really don't. But I think that Stephon Diggs is going to show up. Like I said earlier, he's going to show out this week. They've had a huge game against the Chiefs. So I think that that's the reason that John's team ends up getting this 8 seed.
I've got Adam. Said it. I want him to win. I really do. John was 5-2 at one point, had a pretty easy road to the playoffs, and for him to choke it away, go 1-5 in his last 6. Now going to go 1-6. Tough look for your boy Stevenson. I don't even know his real name. Shout out Joe. Give me Adam in this one. Easy.
All right, and then Ethan, give me a drum roll. We got game of the week. And Matt, we're gonna let you start. We're gonna let you start here. We got you a little bit under 8-point favorite against Joe in the battle for the 1 seed, which it'd be really funny if you win, but Josh outscores you by over 31 and this became irrelevant. But, it's not going to happen.
I've been on air on this show saying that I don't like biasy. I don't, whatever. Mm-hmm.
So if you pick yourself to win, you're biased.
It's rivalry week. All right. I threw that out the window.
Yeah, boy.
My team is going to win this week. They're going to win.
Let's go, Matt. Let's go, Matt. Let's go, dude.
Hell, this might be blowout of the week. I don't know.
Keep going. Keep going.
I will say, in all reality, this will be a good matchup. The one thing that I think I have a lot of confidence in is with this new shakeup with the Chargers and Eckler being running back by committee over there, that bodes well for me. So hopefully Eckler doesn't ruin my day. And I want that 1 seed. So I'm coming for you, Joe. I'm coming for you.
Matt is literally thinking about you and coming for you, Joe. You heard it here.
Ooh, he did do the I'm gay parlay just for Joe.
He did do the I'm gay parlay. This is adding up.
Yep. Joe is my leader. Josh is my leader. I only follow what they say.
I didn't see a Heat money line anywhere in that parlay, Mass. You're clearly capping.
Hey, look, you're not in the upper echelon. Somehow I'm still in there. Don't know how. I've been 7 the last 2 weeks.
Ethan, what about yourself? Who do you got winning this game?
As I said before, got Joe winning this game. 1 seed. He's gonna be the first team to double-digit wins. Got Joe winning this game. Sorry, Matt, but he's beating you in this one. But look, you just got to catch him in the playoffs. Those are the games that really matter. We're being quite honest. So give me Joe in this game.
Give me upset of the week. I said Joe's going to win this game. I said he's going to beat Matt. Kind of completely kills all of my playoff stuff. But fuck it. I'll have him beating Matt in the second round instead. Give me Joe. Wow. Give me Joe to win by 5, just like FSU's playoff seed.
Oh, no.
And not only that, Matt got me a fat head of Joe this week. You see it here. It's the number 5.
Jeez, dude.
That's my pick for the game.
Stop killing him. He's already dead.
Look, man, you got to do it. It's the only thing I have. You fucking Florida's dog shit.
Gosh,
we have a horrible coach. Entire team's leaving.
That's
Let me have my small victory. Joe understands.
Right.
Joe understands. Let me have my small victory for the next 5 years because I ain't seen a team win more than 6 games.
Here's all of our games this week. We went over them. We made our picks. Let us know in the comments who you have winning each game if you want to. And again, don't forget to look in the comments for the link to the high school donation. My sister is a better athlete than I am. Talked about it. So yeah, go donate, help her out, help her team out. Be great. But I'm going to leave it up to you guys. You guys want to say any closing statements?
I do actually have something, Ethan, for next week, because obviously, once the playoff starts, power rankings are going to kind of be not take up as much time.
Yep.
So we're going to bring back Beer 30.
Oh, Beer 30 coming back next week.
Exactly. We're going to bring back Beer 30 next week. We kind of need to. We're going to go more.
We've given people a lot of time for questions.
Yeah. And we got to go more in depth. We're going to go more in depth into the matchups. Kind of freeze by, and always got to say Beer 30. Shout out to the creator of Beer 30, our boy Matt.
No, distorted image.
This is a terrible picture. This is a terrible
our boy Matt.
It's actually a great picture, but the distortedness of this just ruined. I'm singing my heart out on that stage.
Matt, what do you mean that's distorted? You're 4'8", dude.
Yeah.
Oh, it's okay. I gave Ethan a way worse picture of you, which we could have put here. This one's bigger.
Matt, go ahead and give us your closing statements.
Give us your closing statements.
My closing statements was this has been a fun thing to do. Look forward to it every Thursday night that we do this. So I'm really glad that we've started it, and I hope that we're able to continue this through the playoffs and next season. But last thing I'll say is playoffs starting. We're all lucky that Barb is out. I think Barb's team is playing at the best level of any teams, pretty much.
He scheduled his own schedule.
I couldn't, like I said, I couldn't have done that. I couldn't have fucked someone over harder with the schedule if I tried.
It was crazy.
I will say this, for the award ceremony, for the 3 of us, I either need suits or I need those terrible T-shirts that have a suit pretend on top. Got to be dressed up.
I may ask Olivia if I could wear my wedding outfit.
I was going to say, it's the awards ceremony.
We'll see what happens.
And everyone look out for that. I will eventually, when we come up with the questions for the awards, I will be sending out individual polls for everyone to vote on. You will decide who wins the awards.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been LIV Fantasy Football Podcast, episode 15. Thank you so much for listening. Notice that there's a 5 in this episode, just like FSU. Thanks again, everybody, for watching, and we will see you all next time.
Want to die for this planet? Fine! What's 17 more years? I can always start again. Make another kid.